we're live. Today I have the honor of interviewing EtheMadAssassin, a prolific MC. The LA-based artist has over 14 projects out. He has a new album about to drop and a tour coming up in Europe. We're going to bring him in and talk to him about everything he's got going on.
Peace.
Peace, my
How
brother.
you doing?
I'm good, my man. I'm good. My bro,
Yeah.
I'm so honored to have you on the show at this moment in your career, a long career, putting in work for years, albums and albums. And you're at this kind of moment right now that I'm like, yo, he's about to like take off into like another level. Because you got the new album about to drop, the tour in Europe. You've been so busy with shows.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about this amazing momentum that you got going on.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on here, man. I feel like I had to do a lot of work to get here, and I feel like I really earned it when you hit me. I was like, word, hell yeah, that's what's up.
Peace, my brother. Thank you.
I've been watching for a while, so I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate it.
And I saw what you did, you know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and try, you know what I mean, get that right too.
Oh! That's too good. Yeah.
Right.
You're an artist.
Yeah.
That's how we think, right?
Exactly. So but yeah, man, we it's wherever you want to go with it, man. Like I'm out here moving, man. I'm happy to have any kind of traction. It's been a long time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I think what we're rocking the Spain shirts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's talk about this upcoming tour in Europe that you got. Talk to us about it. Lay it out for us.
Well, I was fortunate enough to, my homie, the Big Mijo, XP the Marksman, it's his tour. He's allowing me to tag along. I give respect where it's due. He's put in a whole lot of work, and people want to see him in certain places. And fortunately, I'm able to go. And fortunately, I've been to Valencia before. Like, that's what we're doing. Like, it's a real quick tour, spin around Valencia and another city out there too. Denia, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that. I apologize to everybody, but we just going out there to burn it down, man. Some spots we got 2 shows a day.
That's so dope. And you've been working with cats in Europe for a while. Can you talk to us about how you expanded early on, really started leveraging early social media to get your career going in Europe, and how, it's still going in Europe, here, everywhere, but you have traction in Europe?
Yeah, well, I kind of understood, even back when I first started doing it, that people over there value the kind of hip-hop that I make more than at the time here. Like, there's been a resurgence in it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But like we talking, like, when I first dropped my first album in like 04, 05, 06, like that time, the popularity of underground hip-hop was kind of waning. And I knew just from watching artists that I'm fans of that they would go over there and they receive, just the benefits of the fruits of their labor, that they would go over there and they, get the shows, the paid gigs, the features and all of that, and how the artists revered a little differently.
Yeah.
So I knew what I was making, and I set out with a goal. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to stop making what I make. I don't really feel like conforming to what everybody else is doing to try to get on the radio. And and then also with me learning the game, I realized like getting on the radio is not super easy, So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and concentrate on the people who rock with what I do. And so I linked up with some producers. Like, I want to say my first foray was fucking with like Big 8 and DJ Connect. Those cats, did a song called All for the Game, and they dropped it on a project, and I dropped it on, I think, my second album or something like that. But then after that, I linked up with the Fake Hunters out of Bordeaux, France, and dropped a project with them. Then Sci-Fi Stu out of Edinburgh, Scotland, he came along. So like, I just basically, like, I feel like wherever you water your grass, that's where it's gonna grow.
Yeah. So
that's what I was doing. I just made sure I stayed in touch, even with artists and MCs over there. Like, like not just production, it's like MCs too.
Yeah.
Doing collabs, and just try to get that foothold and just keep my name bubbling here and there and here and there. So, it worked. It's a long journey, but it worked.
But I mean, you're right, because they were really kind of in still into heavy lyrical underground hip hop and still are. But before the resurgence has kind of happened in the last 5 years, you know, stateside, they were still on that over there,
Right.
in Europe.
Right.
So you're able to kind of like just do hip hop the way you wanted to do it and have a market for it.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. You know, again, like, so people always ask like, what's the difference between American supporters and European or international supporters?
A good question.
You know, it's like, the way I see it is this: it's a different appreciation for it. In my opinion, American hip hop support got tainted once we started giving a fuck about how much people sell. Over there, they don't give a fuck about that. It's just whether or not they feel it's authentic and genuine. So, you know, we're talking about places like, you know, like Rome and Spain and Russia that has all of this. Just the architecture itself is artwork. They just have a very different appreciation for what is considered art. So with hip hop being such a grassroots thing and still kind of new in the world of art itself and art appreciation, you know, it's a badge of honor to them, for them to be like, yo, like, this is what I fuck with. Like, this that real shit. This that real shit. Everywhere you go, like, oh, that's that real shit. That's that real shit. You know, so yeah.
That's so dope and so interesting.
Yeah, I key into that.
Yeah, you got to think about, like, if you've got, because hip hop is so international and global, if you're an underground rapper from a small town in Spain or Russia, that's more underground than an underground rapper in LA, because at the end of the day, it's LA.
Right.
You're like real underground if you're like an underground MC from Valencia, not thinking you're going to ever make a career, because not that many people ever are a full-time MC or producer from Valencia, Spain.
Right.
So they're doing that music from the heart, and they'll look at underground rappers from America and be like, that's what we're trying to do.
Exactly. I mean, like, the way you put it is perfect. Like, it's perspectives. You know, whereas we in America, like, we consider underground, like, it's kind of not looked down upon, but it's like kind of like, oh, that's them over there. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't got no money. They not doing this. That's them. Look at the sneakers, that kind of shit. You know?
Right.
Whereas those guys, they're trying to get to where our level is.
So interesting.
You know. So, and big shouts to Maki Siete Pisos. That's one of the artists from Valencia.
Yeah, so that's the I saw his name, XP, right? I know that XP's gone out, like, he's been going, I think, every year for several years now. And I know you've been touring too, right? You had your tour like in Australia, and you've been making moves for a minute. Is this your first time performing in Europe, or have you performed before in Europe?
No, I've been fortunate enough to have been over there before. So as I was saying, this is my second time even going to Valencia. But I've hit Barcelona before. I've hit London, the Netherlands, Denmark. I've been around a couple of places, you know, Switzerland, Sweden. Actually, what's crazy is, like, I think it was last year. Yeah, last year, I was booked for a tour. It was a Conway show over there, and it was another tour also that I was a part of. And it just so happened that XP was also booked for that Conway show. So,
got it. So y'all just, did you know you, or did it just happen?
Nah, we didn't know. Like, so it was kind of like,
good.
What you doing next week? Oh, I'm gonna be in Switzerland. Oh shit, me too. Like, that kind of thing, you know.
Wow. And
so, but when he found that out, though, he did me a solid. He was like, look, if you could stick around another couple of days, I got another show that we could do later on somewhere else, you know. So I was able to, you know, stick it out. So yeah, so big shout to the Mijo.
Yeah, man, that's so dope. And that, you know, that probably helped with this round too. You know what I'm saying? You guys have that European connection. Not everybody pulls out the passport. You know what I'm saying?
I understand why. I get
it.
I get it. But
it's not all glitz and glamour.
Nah. It's not. Well, honestly, the first thing is, what people got to understand, especially now, the way the hip hop has changed, the way the industry's changed is, okay, so again, we're speaking upon European artistry, right? They have their own artists now. Like for some years, like, we used to look at it like, okay, we can go over there and mop up because they don't have their own artists. It's like, oh, American hip hop, and they're just gonna throw money at us. That changed once the internet happened. Now they have their own artists. They either rap in English or their native language. And depending on what country you're in, if you're rapping in English, they'll shit on you about that. They're like, oh, you tried to be American. Like, you know, like they got their own codes. So the point being is, like, you might have to invest in yourself to get over there the first couple of times, and that's what I did, you know. So like now it's, you know, I go over there and I get paid now. Like, you know, like, so the first couple of times I just went on my own dime. I was like, fuck it, I got to invest in myself and make the connections, make the network, and let them actually see what I do.
That's good.
And then after that, it's like, oh shit, no, we got to bring you back. We got to bring you back. Next time it's going to be this. So like each time I've gone back, it's been an increase in the benefit of going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
plus I always take merch. You know what I mean? So like the merch, as soon as I get off stage, like the merch will go. The merch will go. So yeah.
That's that pocket money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that make you whole money.
Exactly. You know, so it really,
you'll at least break even off the merch.
Right. Break even or make a profit. You know what I mean? Like the last 3 times I've been able to make very good profits coming back. Because I take a lot of shit. Like I take a whole suitcase just merch. You know, just merch. I mean a big one. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it's here to go. And people fortunately rock with what I do. So
that's so dope. It makes me think about like how basketball used to be. Like, yeah, like the dream team, they go over and clean shop, but they could play ball out there now.
Right.
It's the same thing with rapping. You know what I'm saying? They used to be just, you know, pack the mic and go, but they got spitters now.
They got their own. You know, like they don't need us. You know, so we gotta understand it's a collaborative effort, regardless. Yeah. Like, and I think that's something that's lost in hip hop too. People don't understand it's about collaboration. You know,
that's so good.
Watches the other, man. We push each other along. You know what I'm saying? People be on selfish shit. Like, I don't even want to get into the negative aspects of it, man. Like we just know we got to work together, man, and to keep this shit going and to keep it fire.
And what's really interesting, if we could jump into it a little bit, is like you originally had your whole hip hop career start like in North Carolina, and then you came out to LA. But LA is not necessarily known for being like the friendliest, most accommodating place. You know what I'm saying? There's like mad competitive out here. And everybody, like, you know, so many transplants, right? And everybody's out here trying to make their mark, you know, and withhold a lot of information and like connections and like, you know, there's like a whole vibe in LA.
Right.
But that collaborative, you're plugged in with a lot of cats that are making moves, studios, producers, globally, but in LA also, there's a great, vibrant hip hop scene beyond just rapping. There's an amazing graffiti scene, amazing fashion, dance scene. The culture is vibrant in Los Angeles, California. Can you talk to us about, you know, coming from North Carolina, where they've got like a really dope hip hop scene also, but you kind of like hit that ceiling, came out to the biggest market, really.
Right.
And, you know, have been like grinding for years now. Can you talk to us about that?
Sure. So I mean, I can say a lot of the same negative things a lot of artists will say, like, you know, like home won't support you and all that type of shit. I was running into that, but at the same time, what it just shows me is that home will respect your accomplishments. You know, they respect your accomplishments. Like, so what the average indie artist might deem as just another part of the grind, somebody at home might look like, oh, he's getting somewhere, he's doing something. So then people pay more attention to you. So all I'm saying is, like, when you said that ceiling, I hit the ceiling, but I always knew I would have to leave anyway, if that makes sense. Like at that time, like, it was not a bubbling scene everywhere to where everybody, oh, you from North Carolina, you do hip hop.
Right, North Carolina's popping now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, shouts to Ilpo, shout to OC for NC. You know what I mean? Like, cats like that. Selinsky, the mayor. I'm naming all my friends. You know what I mean? Superstition, Laz. Like, it's cats out there that's really getting it in. You know. And they created it now, and it's starting to get recognized. And people don't necessarily have to leave. But at the same time, if it's certain business you want to do, I think you kind of need to be willing to jump on a plane or something like that. You know. Because everybody won't have the little brother story. Like, even little brother, like, even with those guys, right? They didn't pop because of home.
Yeah.
They pop because Slop Funk Dust was on OK Player. It was like, yo. And then it trickled up.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. You know, it's a thing. Like, you know, it's really just what do you want out of the game. And for me, I just wanted more than just being able to sell my CDs at the gas station. I wanted a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
So
it's good, man. And now we got the tour coming in Europe.
Yeah.
Multiple tours over the years. Crazy amounts of projects. And you've definitely been accomplishing everything that you had set out for yourself. You got a new project dropping. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, the Wave Letterman Show, produced by Drugs Beats. That for me, that's an accomplishment too. I always wanted to work with Drugs. I had to earn that, and I felt like once I got his attention, like we got on the same page. We understand the fuck out each other. He's a funny dude, man. I fuck with Drugs heavy.
That's dope. When's it dropping?
Mid-November. I'm still waiting on the final mixes. I should get them this week. Big shout to my engineer, who I won't name until it actually drops. Like I had to switch engineers, and he works with some very notable people in the industry. I'm trying to choose my words carefully.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. Any little word that could give stuff away. You're like,
right.
He works with.
Right. So and he's on vacation, but he gets back I think today or tomorrow. So I should be getting what will be the copy you have is not how it's going to sound.
Right.
You know, there's a couple of more things that's gonna tie it together.
So fire, man. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate the early listening to it, and I was incredibly. That's why I opened the whole interview up where, like, my bro, like, in going deep through your catalog, I get to appreciate everything that you've done. But you're really, I feel, at this tipping point because you've been on. I basically. Every time I turn on Instagram, you got like a new show you're performing at, which is like kind of rare in hip hop, right? Like people release a lot of singles,
but
they don't even get that video, but yeah,
they don't go rap.
And it's really interesting. It's a real interesting thing because hip hop has merch. Like I think not that many many other genres of music don't really have the vinyl angle, the cassette angle. The fashion sense, right? You know, singer-songwriters with guitars don't really have that full gamut of stuff they could sell. So hip-hop has that. Hip-hop is probably the biggest music when you think of just a popular music that's out there that's playing all the time. But they don't get it in on the mic the way that you've been doing and the way the other genres do. Can you talk to us about that live performance hustle?
Well, it's funny you say that, man, because even with merch, I could definitely afford to step my merch game up, even though I sell merch. Like, but there's other things that I know I can do, and I have goals of accomplishing too. But man, like for me, so okay, for instance, like I don't release music at the clip that everybody else does, but in direct contrast to that, like you made mention of, I get on stage. You know, and I'm consistently trying to get on the stage because one thing I know is, okay, if I'm not releasing music, I gotta stay in the public eye some kind of way.
That's good.
You know? And of course, like, you know, the more jumpers you throw up, the wetter that jumper get. So put me on the stage with some of your best, and all I'm gonna say is you're gonna know I was there.
That's good.
You know, like I think that's a big thing, man. Like a lot of people don't concentrate on doing the shows anymore. And I mean, hey, you know, like whatever your goal is, that's that. You know what I mean? Like I came up knowing you had to get on stage and rap. You know, so that's what I do. I get on stage and rap. Yo, shout out to everybody that's in here. Indigo Phoenix, Jamil Honesty, Tuna Beats, K Burns. K Burns, that's my dog right there. We got some plans of moving around here, you know. But yeah, like that's all it is for me, man. Like if I can't drop music, I can go perform it.
Yeah. And you know what's really, you know, and I think it's important for, you know, for cats who catch clips or watch this later, you have a robust catalog. You know, even though maybe you're not doing the amount of projects that some artists are doing, you're releasing a project every year, sometimes multiple projects in a year. You're very busy. It's not that you're not releasing music. Some cats are just doing 8 albums a year, you know, which is a lot.
Right.
You know that, right. But so, you know, it's just a real interesting kind of time that we're in with the home studio and the distro kid. But you get on the mic and that's a whole other skill set.
Right.
Performing live, commanding a crowd, breath control, knowing your raps, and then doing things that are not on the album. Knowing your raps is a whole other skill set, because rap is not like singing. You miss one bar and the domino effect
It all
happens. You gotta
tumbled
know
to
how to
shit.
freestyle.
It
This
all
shit falls
tumbled to shit.
apart.
Right. You know, I mean, and again, like, we have more words we got to remember, you know, and we got more words we got to command. So the breath control is one thing, but I mean, like, you know, I've stumbled through my shit. Like, okay, so first of all, like, when it comes to the stage, I think you have to have some kind of level of professionalism to get the best performance out, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, the jumpers is one thing, but you can't show up to practice drunk. You can't show up to practice high. You know, now some people, they can do that. Me, I can't get fucked up and go on stage.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
But when I'm sober, even still, like, you know, like, you have just temporary lapses in mindset, and you fuck a word up.
Yeah.
The crowd might not know that, so it takes practice to be able to get through that, so that they don't notice, and you just keep going. Like, or even if they do know that you fucked up, fuck it. You know what I mean? The recovery is everything.
Yeah.
You know? Just like in boxing, you know, you get knocked down. Can you get up? Oh, you can get up. Okay, cool. He can get up. Oh, he can fight. All right, cool. Go back, fight. You know?
Yeah.
So just consistency, man. Consistency. Just try to stay consistent with some shit. And a stage show or something, I try to stay consistent with. Like, even when I pick my beats, I pick them to appease my ear. If I heard somebody I didn't know, how would this beat hit me out loud in a club or at a large venue? So I try to pick them for that. You know,
that's real interesting. So, like, when you're just creating music, when you're like working on your albums, you're like working on new songs, you're thinking about the live performance aspect of it when you're actually creating new music.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the show. Like, the majority of the beats I pick, like, now of course, like, you know, I got some songs where I kind of get introspective, or, you know, just talk about, like, just real life situations. Even those beats, I feel some of those I could do at a show, and the beat will sound great loud. They sound great live, you know. So I definitely think about that, because I come from, like, you know, dancing, hip hop dancing. I used to be one of them, you know. So the performance means a lot to me.
Yeah, it's so wild how much of that the dancing is like kind of removed from the live show a lot nowadays. You know, people just run up there with their boys and rock a show, but shows you the dancing. I mean, Heavy D and Big Daddy Kane used to dance too,
right, while they were performing,
which is amazing.
Now that you fucking right is amazing, because, like, even just moving side to side on stage, you could get winded depending on what kind of music you perform. You know, so so big up to them. Like, I was watching a well, you probably seen it. The past week, it's a clip of old clip of Kid and Play that's kind of circulating, getting real popular right now. And I'm like, just sitting there watching, like, damn, these motherfuckers used to dance and rap, and they did not sound like they were out of breath.
They were in shape.
In shape like a motherfucker. Like, it's a lot of things that people got twisted about what goes on with the stage. And I think what happens too is people get on stage and realize, oh shit, I'm not prepared. I don't want to do.
That's the thing. If an artist is not performing regularly, that's a whole other monster. You could be amazing in the studio. You got the dopest video of all time. Your crew could be the most popping crew, but when you get on that stage, you naked
as fuck. The emperor has no clothes on, you know. But so
right. That's Diplomats versus Locks.
Look, so to that point, and I just went to see the Locks last night at the Belasco Theater. They killed it. But to that point though, you know, people, you know, they make the distinction between rapper and MC. My distinction is, you're not an MC in the booth, brother. You're an MC on that stage.
That's good.
If MC stands for Master of Ceremony, where's the ceremony in the studio? There isn't one. Not denying that you could spit, like, you know, you could be the illest dude, you know, but MC is earned on stage. You know, the same thing, how do you relate to the crowd? How can you move them? How can you make them say what you want them to say, do what you want to do, make them pay attention? You know, It's what you do with that microphone on that stage that, in my book, warrants an MC. Not what you did in the booth.
In the booth, you're a rapper.
You rapping your ass off in the booth.
Yeah.
You know? And again, it's nothing against that. Like,
Nah.
I'm a rapper. Like,
I love rap.
Yeah, I'm a rapper. I rap. You know what I mean? But on stage, yeah, I'm an MC.
That's a real clear distinction that you just made.
Yeah, you know.
And you can see, yeah. And you can see cats like, you know, the person who stands out to me a bit, because I've been watching him real closely, is Master Ace. So he just got back from Europe not that long ago. He's working, and you see him get opportunities at a university, at some function somewhere. He'll hop on a plane and go because his raps are tight. His show is ready. He's ready.
Have you ever seen him live?
I've seen him one time live.
I've seen him twice live. The second time I was in the Netherlands, we were on a festival together. And he was the headliner, and I'm like sitting there watching him because, like, you know, the first time I saw him, he did, like, I don't think his MS was known to the world like it is now. And I could see the toll that the road had taken on him because I could, you know, just kind of see it, you know. But again, when I watch people on stage, it's not just to watch the show. I'm studying, doing, and even with I could see the stress on his body. What he did on that stage was fucking amazing, and like it, you know, it's effortless. Even like the performance didn't suffer because he was, you know, and that consistency comes from him. He's amazing on stage, you know, and it's a story just like his albums. Yeah, his album's so dope. You know? That whole movie album thing. Right. He does the same thing on stage. It's a progression to it. You know? You know. That's so dope. Super dope live. Super dope. That's, you know, like Asia, like MC on stage. MC. You know, like it's different. You know, it's different than just stand up there rapping too. Like, it's what you say in between the records. Fuck with the crowd. Crack some jokes. The stage banter. Yeah, that's where they get that's where you fall in love with an artist. Yeah, that's when you're like, I like that person. Yeah, cool. That's it. They're cool. I want to have a beer with them. Right. And people will tell you the first thing I say when I'm about to end my show is, hey, let's get a drink at the bar. Like, so also like I understand, like, you know, in hip hop, a lot of artists seem to be unapproachable. And I know I carry myself in what would be deemed as an unapproachable way. I'm very quiet. I keep to myself. You know, I'm not a no nonsense guy. I'm not a small talk guy. But what I will do is I'll break the ice for you to be comfortable enough to talk to me. You know, and then pretty soon it's like, oh shit, we had so many drinks, we didn't know what the fuck happened last night. You know, you know. That's good. Yeah. You know, you made a reference earlier to boxing, and then, you know, your last album that's available, right? Not the new one that's about to drop, but the last album that's available, Hands of Stone 2, there was Hands of Stone 1. Then you got the Bare Hands, right? There's a lot of hand references. There's a lot of box. You got Roberto Duran on the cover. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so you talk to us about, is there like a love and affinity for the sweet science? I love boxing. Huge boxing fan. But in all honesty, what happened is, so it's really a tongue-in-cheek thing. Me going with bare hands is the fact I have huge hands. I really have big fucking hands. so it's, you know, it's a double entendre for that, and then just getting it out the mud, getting it with your hands. You know, bears eat with their hands. They go catch fish with their hands. You know, and you know that's another little underlying reference that I'm making. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's all it was. It's just getting it with your hands, get dirty. You know, and it came out of the fact, like, when I first moved out here, I was a part of a group. Yeah. The group disbanded, and I had to kind of, and I'm an all-in kind of guy. Like, so, like, I was a solo artist before I was a part of that group. Yeah. And when that group thing started working a little bit, you know, I put the solo thing on the back burner to push that. Right. To do the group, go all in. To push that. Didn't work out between us. And after that, I had to reintroduce myself as me. And I was like, okay, you know what? I think it'd be dope to kind of go into this bare hands chamber, because like my other music, I've always tried to give some kind of message with the music that I make, because I do make street music. It's unadulterated, but I always try to give some kind of message, you know, like not where it's like, oh, it's all fun and games. Like I always had a message. I always try to like tell the other side. Yeah. But for some reason, one day I was just writing. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just get into like the character of it, like the villain. I just started studying artists, and I was like realizing like a lot of the artists that people fuck with, they have a character that they sell you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that it's necessarily them just being dope and nice. It's a character that they sell.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna kind of create one that's based on me, but it's gonna be, you know, just certain little things that separate it. So like
you're like exaggerating aspects of yourself.
Exactly. You know, but the bare hands part. So, and when I got up to bare hands 5, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
I want to still capitalize off the hands thing. So, Hands of Stone came from that.
That's good.
Yeah, Hands of Stone came from that, and the Hands of Stone too. Sparring practice. Sparring practice is called sparring practice because those are actually songs that didn't make the first one.
Got it.
You know, but it still was, you know, a good listen to go.
Yeah, well, like when you listen to them, they didn't make the album, but then you listen to them, you're like, this shit's actually dope.
Right.
You're like chilling at home blazing. You're like, why didn't I need somebody's got to hear this.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I need to put out some more music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, like
I got this music sitting here.
I don't have songs just sitting on my hard drive. If I made it, you heard it. Or if you heard it, I mean, like I don't have extra ones. You know, so I was like, yeah, let me put this shit out to this shit kind of fire, because I like those songs anyway. I was like, nah, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, so like even with this Wave Letterman shit, like it's moving away from the hands thing, and it's just more or less me just talking. It, in my opinion, it's as if you're hearing me being interviewed.
That's
by, you know, you insert the talk show host.
That's good.
You know,
I love that.
Yeah, and actually, and here's another tidbit too. So actually, I dropped the album I think in 2013 called Soul on Fire. That was actually supposed to be the Wave Letterman show.
Oh, so you've had this concept this whole time?
Yeah. Like so, like, even when I came up with that title, I was like, okay, fuck it. I changed my IG page to match it, and I've been Wave Letterman the whole time. You know, so now it's just like, fuck it. Like, I may as well go ahead and do it now, because I knew I was doing this project with drugs, and the sound that it has and the kind of message I'm getting across. Like, you know what? It's kind of like not bearing my soul, but it's a little bit more introspective than the last albums you heard. You know, so I'm like, okay, like a talk show. So Wave Letterman. Yeah, Wave Letterman. Yeah, that works.
That's good, man. That's dope. There's a we share a love for Polo.
Yeah,
right? You got some of the dopest pieces. Yeah, like
now I be watching you. I'm like, man, like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna wear in this goddamn interview? Like, what the fuck? Because I be seeing what you're doing, and sometimes you be showing up some of these low heads on this motherfucker. You know, I was like, I see what it is. Like, I'm not gonna get sucked into that trap. Let me just promote the tour. We're going to Spain. You know.
That was so cool, man. How we both rocking? Because I knew you're going to Spain. You're going to Spain next week, right? Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna be rocking clips. I'm gonna be posting clips when he's in Spain, rocking to Spain. I had it all. But you was already ahead. Yeah, yours is in Spanish.
Look, I was like, wait a minute, like, cause I have that one too, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, it's Saturday, like it's going, like, nah, yeah, you know.
That's dope. But there's a story that I heard where, like where you're from out in North Carolina, like where you're originally from, like there's like the polo factory over there.
Yeah.
Right. So this whole polo game, this is like, it goes deep with you. Can you talk to us about like where you grew up and how that polo culture is going on out there?
Well, so okay, without getting too deep into it, I actually got put onto the polo game by a cousin of mine from Brooklyn, like way back in the day, in years I just won't name or mention.
Right.
But he put me onto that early. So like, you know, you talking like high school and shit. Motherfuckers was, you know, procuring.
Think about the pieces from back then.
I think about so many pieces that I lost or got stolen from me. Like me and my cousins, we used to steal. Well, my cousin used to steal shit from me all the time. Like to the point he'll come visit me sometimes, and I realize something is missing. Then I go see him somewhere, and I'm like, motherfucker, you got the nerve to get it?
He be rocking it.
Yeah, I'm like, man, give me that now. I don't even want to get into it, but yeah, I took some clothes off people before.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's my shit. You know, but he just put me onto, my older cousin put me onto it, and just ever since then I've been doing that. So that was a different part of the state where I was at. So like actually me repping Greensboro is because I lived there for so long.
got it.
But the actual the factory, the warehouse, if you order anything, if you live in the United States and you order anything, it's coming from that city. So like
really?
even now, like the biggest HBCU in the United States is there, which I'm an alumnus of. It's in North Carolina A&T State University. Wow. 3/4 of Polo's workforce are Aggies. They're students.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So even back in the day, like when I was in school, my housemate, he ended up getting a job there. So like when I said we was procuring, you know, you can read in between the lines of that. so it was certain methods and techniques of doing that. Then when he got that job, I was like, shit, you got what? Look, let me show you this one or two little things.
Special kind of job.
Yeah. Like you work where? So then pretty soon, we had other friends who got jobs there. I worked there for 2 days. I was like, I just don't like it. Like fuck this shit. I just don't like it. But they were there. Like so even down to like Styles P's first cousin Styles. Like, have you ever heard him rap about Cousin Styles or whatever? Yeah. That's my man. We all went to school together. All of them was working in there, and you know, we were very, very you know,
engaged.
There you go. There you go.
That's so good.
Yeah. So like so to this day, man, like it's just things that we all still do it. Yeah. You know, like it's not, it wasn't something that was, I mean, of course it got popularized by the low lifes, you know, and that's how it spread. But
and there's like an uptick in the popularity at this moment.
Right.
Which I know,
right, yeah.
Which would be interesting is like when it dies down in popularity and who's still rocking. You know what I'm saying? But there is a little burst right now. It is.
And I love it. But it's funny because like when people talk about it, it's just like, yo, like we've been doing this since before people knew why you were doing it.
Yeah.
I say that. We were doing it before people knew why. Big shout to the low lives.
Yeah. That's so good. Yeah.
Big Cerebral and Big Twins. You know what I'm saying? Like those are my low guys out here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I got that. Y'all got that dope video of the 2 L's up.
Yeah.
And I swear between you, Supreme Cerebral, and Big Twins, y'all got like the dopest. Y'all got all the dopest pieces. Yeah, I got all the dopest pieces. It's good. Yeah, I'm always, that's what I'm. There's certain cats that like I'm always looking at like, damn, they shop. They know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's a thing. Like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. It's like, you know, what's crazy is we have to actually stop ourselves from looking for the shit. You know, I mean, you know how I go. Like you just, you know, like some days, like, and I'm gonna just keep it all the way funky. You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes like you choosing what bill am I gonna pay? You know what I'm saying? Like, what bill am I gonna pay? So if I need to choose what bill I'm gonna pay, I don't need to be on this site looking at these goddamn clothes.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get some clothes. Like it's really a thing for me. Like I really don't own anything else. You know, and it's been like that for years. I don't own anything else. You know, like
good.
Yeah, this is not. I'm not new to it. big shout out to everybody that is new to it though. Like I appreciate it. You know, like I love seeing it.
Yeah, I love seeing people get up.
Yeah, like cause coming out here is not a big thing. So like even when you see certain people, it's like, oh, okay. Like I don't know him. I don't know this man personally, but Feel the Agony.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen him, he has on some shit, and I'm like, yo, hold up. I haven't seen anybody out here that's really into it like that.
Yeah.
And I know some,
because there's levels of it, there's subtleties.
Yeah. I'm like, and I know that piece didn't come from America either.
That's the whole shit is when you start getting into the European and the Japanese pieces.
Yeah. You know, and Feel the Agonies moved around. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and you lucky because you're only 5'6", you 5'5".
You find all the parts in your side, like you know small. If I could rock a small.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, fucking with it. Like, so let me put this into perspective, so you really understand what's going on here. For me and Supreme to do what the fuck we do, I'm 6'2". Supreme is like 6'4", 6'5".
Right. You're having to hunt for these pieces.
It's not easy. Like, it's not easy. Like, we not finding shit on sale.
Full price, everything.
Everything. If you want it, you got to get it as soon as it drop, because it's not going to be around. You know, you're not going to no resellers and getting shit, because all they shits be medium and larges. And then a lot of the bootleggers being there with just, that's another story, but mediums and larges. Like, damn. Like it's and I follow all the resellers and the bootleggers too, because I like to see this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was one reseller who I won't name, and he's dope. He got dope shit. And I reached out to him like, yo, man, I think I want to unload some shit, because I just got some shit I'm just not gonna wear anymore. I just know it, you know. I like fuck it. I probably got like 20 years worth of polo in my crib.
It's crazy.
You know, so like some of this shit I'm just not fucking wearing. So I like, you know, like, man, if I could unload this shit. I hit him up. He like, yeah, we don't do nothing with no 2XLs or no XLTs. Like,
so you can't get it, and it's hard to resell.
Can't sell it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, man, like, all right, you know.
That's why you're actually helping places out. You just going up in there, being, let me take this off your hands.
Yeah.
You're actually providing a service.
Funny story. Like I went to I was damn, I just realized how I sound saying these stories and shit about where I was. It's like I'm flexing a little bit, but I'm not. I was in
Kanye Weston.
We
got some names.
Yeah, look, I was in Cannes. I was in Cannes, France, and I walked into a thrift store, and I saw like three. I have this. It's a Tiger Battalion polo, right? That I got here. And I saw the French version of theirs. And they had like 3 of them. And they were all in like 2XL. And I was like, I want these 3. You know, I got into an argument with that guy because he said, I'm not selling you those because those are not your size. I'm like, man, who's buying these shirts? All you motherfuckers are 5'5". Give me the goddamn shirt. You know? You know what I'm saying? He just would not be like, no, that's not your size. I don't give a fuck.
Give me the shirt.
The people who gonna buy these when I get home, give me. It's a thrift store, man. What the fuck are you doing?
Did you get the shirts?
No. We had. I walked the fuck out.
That's crazy.
I'm like, this is crazy to me, you know. And they were dope too. Well, I'm still mad he wouldn't let me get them. They were.
You going back? You in Spain? You just didn't catch the train.
Nah, man. I didn't go. I just again, like, don't mistreat the people who want to spend money with you. Yeah. You know, I'm like, there's a thrift shop, man. Let me just get the shirts and go. Like, why do you care?
Yeah.
Whether it's gonna fit me? I'm not buying them for me. I'm not.
That's right.
To you.
That's good.
And fuck out of here, man. You know.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about, because you've been really savvy with business and incorporating, kind of making those moves not only as an artist and being prolific and the performance aspect that we talked about. Business wise, you've made really dope moves, and you have done something that a lot of people haven't accomplished that's unique, which is to get your stuff in movies and to get it into other avenues that aren't the traditional just streaming, right? Can you talk to us about that experience and maybe drop some game for anybody who wants to learn?
Sure. So actually, just to keep it all the way live, man, it was a fortunate situation I walked into because, again, with the music that we make, it's sample heavy.
Yeah.
You can't put that shit in movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be all original music. And, so what happened is I actually was once again another one. I had just landed. I swear to you. So it's a woman I went to school with. Her name is Jimmy James. Amazing artist, beautiful woman, amazing artist. Her and her husband, Wild Jones. Wild Jones is like the musical director for like Bryson Tiller and Post Malone and cats like that. Yeah, like he's that guy. But they were the connection of how I got into it. So I just so happened to be coming back from over there, and I wasn't even out of the airport, and Jimmy calls me. Like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I just got home. She says, well, look, we got this situation where we need a certain sound, and we think you'll fit the bill. Can you do such and such? So she basically said, like, we need 3 songs done. And so I'm like, what's the deadline? And how is this going to work? Like, do I have to get the beats? Like, what I got to do? She's like, no, we got the music for you. Again, like I say, Wild Jones. Like, we got the music for you. This is the subject. You got to rhyme in this manner. So what I'm giving people is actually kind of the blueprint for like how a lot of work for hire music for movies and TV goes. They already knew what they wanted the rap to sound like. They already knew how they wanted the hook to sound. They just need somebody who could color in between the lines and do it fast. So that was on a Tuesday when I landed. I'm like, what's the deadline? She says next Tuesday. I said, all right, cool.
For 3 songs.
So for 3 songs. So I realized this is my opportunity to show what the fuck I could do, because like that's another thing that I want to do out here is write songs for movies. So it's staring me dead in the face. I'm like, okay, cool. They sent me this shit, and I'm like, oh, if it's just color by numbers, I don't really gotta make this shit up, and it be my music. It's just music to fill a role. I turned those songs
all day.
Yeah, I turned those songs in that Friday, mixed and mastered. From Tuesday to Friday, those songs are done and sent off.
See, not everybody could do that,
and I'm aware of that too. so it's like, again, it's just kind of showing what I could do in the gym. So they approved when they heard them. They approved them. Like, they only needed like a couple of minor changes. Turned those over like immediately. And my situation is a lot different than a lot of people because I got paid to do these, right? But I also got my publishing.
Oh.
So 9 times out of 10, like when people are doing these things, they're not getting any publishing off of them.
Yeah, it's a work for hire.
Yeah, it's a work for hire. You just pay you one and done, and that's it. I got fortunate enough to have friends who put me into the opportunity, and they were like, oh yeah, you get this cut. Really? All right, cool. Now, after that, there was, a couple of more opportunities where it happened, so I got a couple of songs, but the thing is, they're not under my artist name, they're under my government name, which I won't tell nobody.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, like, and they're actually in movies. I had people call me like, yo, wait a minute, this sounds like you, and I'm like, oh shit, like that is me.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So like one of them, like the 2 biggest ones, I forget the damn name of them, man. Fucking smoking so much weed. Ethan Hawke starred in one of them.
Ethan Hawke he's like the new Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, look,
he's in some movies.
Ethan Hawke, word, that's dope. And the other one is a Spanish movie. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
It's a Spanish movie, but that's where they first landed. And then after that, like, what I found out is once companies know that you have music that works over here, they'll pitch it and trickle it down through other shows and other movies too.
Oh. God, they almost use the stuff that's already out there. They go shopping, kind of like record digging through other things. I'll just use that song on my stuff. Nobody else, they won't know.
You need what? Here you go, bling. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, cool, that works. So I've been fortunate enough to keep them moving. So, yeah, like like what is it? What, 4 times a year? Well, quarterly, not 3 times a year.
Yeah,
Like
quarterly.
I get an email saying, hey, check your bank account. And I'm like, all right, that's nice.
That's so good. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So that's also another goal just with this, because if you give me the subject, I can write about it fast. So whatever. Like I've actually teamed up with some people to get some shit on stuff like that you wouldn't even think of, like with Swede from 808 Mafia. I've worked with him.
Wow.
Pitching songs for commercials and radio and shit like that. Like I got like 50 hooks just sitting on some of his beats, and we just pitch them.
That's smart. That's that business. That's different from I'm gonna go make my album.
Right. Like it's way more to it than what we would think, man. Like we hear the stories of like the Neos and cats like that who were songwriters first, the Kerry Hilson, who were songwriters first, then they got their shot at being the artist.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say it, but it's just the nature of it. It's not a lot of stars. A lot of people aren't going to be stars. But if you have this talent, you can still always find a way to, to turn it into a lucrative thing for yourself.
That's real interesting.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars was a songwriter. Meghan Trainor, songwriter first. Then later on,
right.
Barry White. Yeah. Barry White was a songwriter.
Right.
He was rapping for the girls. He was just like, get out of my way.
Exactly. Drake, fucking Weeknd. All these cats was writers.
Yeah.
But just for me, I was able to do it backwards. But again, I live where I know where these opportunities are. Like that's something else too. Like that's another reason why I wanted to come out here. Like, I have a production degree. I know how to edit. Like,
that's so dope.
Like I didn't just pick. Nothing against anybody else who picked it up, and you're doing very well for yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain rules and guidelines that I can tell that somebody didn't get just by watching shit. I'm like, I got a different background, so
right. There's home chef, and then there's like culinary
school. Blue. Whatever, cordon bleu.
Home chef might cook. I mean, home chef might be the shit, but there is culinary school. There's a difference.
Yeah, like I'm nice in the kitchen. I'm not touching these professionally trained motherfuckers.
That's good.
They got sauce classes and shit, classes on how to make a sauce. Man, I just wing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's real methods, it's real guidelines to doing things,
That's good.
So same thing with this music shit, man. Like you can have a hell of a living just writing if you can get that opportunity.
That's dope, man. That's dope. My bros, we start to rap. We talked about the upcoming tour in Europe. You headed out to Spain. XP the Marksman and what is it? Mickey Siete Pisos, right?
Maki Siete Pisos.
Maki Siete Pisos.
I had to practice it. Trust me.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to say it on stage.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be in Spain, so it's like I gotta figure out some words to say around that. Yeah,
this is dope. You got that tour coming up. You got the Wave Letterman show dropping. Dope ass. Closure to 2024. Anything that you want to make sure that we talk about, places people can follow you, how they can stay connected, and anything else you want to share if we start the wrap up?
Look out for some work coming out with Clipto.
Oh man.
Look out for some work coming out with Dirty Diggs. Look for some work coming out with Tuna Beats. Look for some work coming out with Vanda Slice. I got some shit. I got 2 projects that I cannot name who I'm working with. But I'm happy as fuck about these. They're just opportunities that just over time and networking that came in my lap. So like one of them I'm just not gonna say because we haven't started yet, but we're in the process of starting. And I'll be happy about those, like very happy. Like so, just watch 2025, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. I can be followed everywhere. EtheMadAssassin, EtheMadAssassin, spelled like you would. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do no Ebonic spelling, even though I speak Ebonic. I don't.
Fluent in Ebonics, we use the traditional spelling.
Traditional spelling, all one word, lowercase. no spaces.
That's dope.
Follow me everywhere.
My bro, it's been a long time coming. It's cool. We saw each other. You shot me a message out in North Hollywood.
I was gonna ask you. Okay, well, I'm glad you're bringing that up.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
the big dog.
Yeah, that was me. I was out. I live downtown, but at that time, we were staying in an Airbnb out there. I was like, like learning different parts of LA, and we did like Venice, and we did Silver Lake, we did Echo Park, and we did NoHo, and wound up picking Arts District.
Right.
It's popping out here. So yeah, man, it's cool, man. It's been a long time coming to connect with you officially. I hope to see you around LA. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything I can ever do for you, don't hesitate to reach out, and have a great time in Spain, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Like you said, I'm downtown now too.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I mean, like I'm in the area, man. And I'm gonna keep you up. Like I don't know what your get out at night situation look like, but like it's a lot of things that's always going on, man.
Always popping. Sure. I be seeing you. You be performing everywhere.
That too. But like the Locks was here last night. Like not that you should have been, but I wouldn't have been surprised if I saw you there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to get you in some of these spaces, man. Like the Fat Beats joint that happened last weekend and shit, like stuff like that. We got to get you out here, man. But of course, I know, you maintain mystique like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like you start showing up everywhere with this polo and shit, people might get jealous and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna rock high tech. I'm gonna rock everything stateside. I ain't gonna wear no European when I'm out.
Nah, you good.
Everything gonna look like from Macy's.
Yeah. And look, man, like people don't even understand the driving hat. Like I always keep your driving hat game. I'm like, yeah. I know.
That's right. I appreciate that so much, my bro. I'm so glad I got a chance to sit down and build with you. Big year coming up for you. Big next couple months. Really, the next 60 days for you. You're closing 2024, something official.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, drugs. We got one, bro.
Yeah.
Got one, bro.
My brother, thank you so much. It's been an honor, and we'll build soon.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Hey.